record. Okay. Okay. Tell me okay, give me 1 second. I was signed out, but go ahead. Tell me what you might want me to do. What do you want me
I'm just wanting to look over the questions that I missed on the test. I know that you did one of them in class already, so
Good, good.
but the
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Connor. Since we are recording, let me open the exam, not your exam, the generic exam, and you tell me which ones you want me to do. And if you take a little extra time to find out, that's totally fine. I'm not in a rush. So there is no credit exam 3. And I'm gonna so here is no credit exam 3, and we'll grab which one do you want me to do? One?
Pulling up the test, pulling up the one you sent me. Give me 1 second.
Okay, yeah, take your time. I know that. You have a document, take your time. We're not in a rush. We have plenty of time. I'm gonna drop my tea bag in my sink. I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm going to do number 1 and number 5.
Okay, let me do number 1 first. Okay, number 1, every time I see it, I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's a little tricky, I know. So let me grab number 1 first.
Okay.
So this is number 1. Now, okay, so this is 14. I'm gonna call this edge. I'm gonna call it, let's say I'm gonna call it X. So this is X, this is X, this is X. You agree with that, right?
Yes.
Now, let me think how we did it. If we call this, oh yeah. So that's all fine. We are going to erase it. We don't need it really. So let's call this guy little piece, this little piece. Okay, this little piece, I'm going to call it X. Now, if you don't like X, I already used X, okay? Let's call it A small.
Okay.
With me so far? If this big length is 12, this bit has to be 12 minus X. Would you accept that?
Yes.
Okay, so your square is 12 minus A on each side. If this is 12 minus A, this is A, this is A. Okay, so the top AD is 14 plus A. And this edge is going to be 12 minus A. Why? Because the gray piece is a square, all sides are the same. If the bottom is 12 minus, everything should be 12 minus. Are you with me so far?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, it is being recorded, it will be there. But then the rest is very easy. What is this? Find the perimeter. Okay, perimeter is gonna be the long side twice plus the short side, which is 12 minus 8 twice. Now, all I have to do is A will cancel. 2 times 14 plus A is going to be 28 plus 2A. And 2 times 12 minus A is going to be 24 minus 2A. And good news is this guy and this guy will go away. The answer will be 28 plus 24 is 48. I believe it's 52. And it's going to be, there are no units. You can leave it alone. You can always say units. So the catch is you have to define this little bit as A or this little bit, another bit on the other side as A, and things will fall into place. It's a hard problem.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think what happened is I was looking the 14A and the 12A. I couldn't figure out how to, if I needed to multiply them by 2 or, you know what I mean? So
right.
I think I got confused on which one to use. So
go ahead, finish your sentence.
No, that was it. I'm just writing.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
So for the 14 at the top, why am I not subtracting 14 minus A?
You can.
But why am I adding?
Let me show you. Let me show you. You can do it that way too. Let me erase everything. Let's say it won't matter. It'll work out the fine. I'll do it in a second way. And it'll probably, since we are recording, it'll help your friends too. You're going to get the same answer. Let's say you forget exactly how I did it. You say, okay, I'm going to call this little piece. I'm going to call this little piece B. Okay.
Okay.
Then this square, the gray square, this has to be 14 minus B. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
This has to be 14 minus B. Okay, if this is 14 minus B, this gray is a square. So this has to be 14 minus B as well.
Gotcha.
Okay, it doesn't matter. And this longer side, clearly if this is B, this is B, the longer side is 12 plus B. One will be plus, one will be minus. And the perimeter is, basically you can do even shortcut. You can say, well, the perimeter is 2 times 14 minus B plus 12 plus B. Gotcha. And you're going to cancel the B's. And what do you have? 14 plus 12 is 26. 26 times 2 is 52 units. Either way, you're going to get the same answer.
The same answer. Okay. Gotcha. 2, 14.
Every time I see this problem, it throws me off a little bit. So it's a hard problem.
Yeah, it seems like. Yeah.
It's a real example. It's a good example of a tricky problem that tricks our brain.
Yes. 2. Okay.
What else do you want?
Okay. And then see number 1 second, get the test real quick. It's number 7 with the cube. It's the purple cubes with the surface area and volume.
This one? This one? Because your 7 will be different from this. So to describe your picture, okay, purple cube, I have 2 problems with purple cube. This one, And this one, which
Just
one?
that one right there. Yeah, the
Got
number
it,
11.
got it, okay. Okay. So, okay, this one, Connor, is not the hardest one, but it's easy to make a mistake, okay? So I'm not gonna bring the text if you
Okay.
don't mind. I'm just gonna bring the solid, and I have to count the cubes as carefully as possible. And I'll show you how I do it. So I'm gonna first find the volume. The volume is gonna be the number of unit cubes. The question says these are unit cubes. So one, yellow is not the best choice.
34, I think.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Exactly. 17 times 2 is 34. Done.
So I got that right. I got the volume right, but the
Exactly.
surface area got wrong.
Exactly. So let's carefully count it. I'll tell you what you. Better now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. The sound was unplugged, but let me see. Yeah, that should be a little better. Okay, Connor, let me erase everything. You're okay with the volume. Let me erase the volume. Okay,
Yes,
how
sir.
do I count the surface area? I count the number of squares on the surface, right?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to very carefully, everybody does these things differently. I'm going to count the grid.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and there's 17 in the back. So I'm going to write down.
17 times 2.
Exactly. I'm going to write down. Give me 1 second. 17 times 2. I'm going to say surface area has to be 2 times 17. I have to do a few other things. We'll find out. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to erase all the stars. I have taken care of the front 17 and the back 17. With me so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to carefully count. Again, everybody does these things differently. The bottom. Okay. Try to visualize it, Connor. The bottom will be 3, 5. I am seeing 10 in the bottom. Do you see that? 5 times 2, 10.
2.
5
4,
here, then 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Let's write it down right here before we forget. Now, another way to do it, clever way, there will be, it will have a matching issue on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But let's leave it at that actually. Let's leave it at that. So let's just put our 10 here, 10 for the bottom. I'm going to do 10 for the bottom. Okay. The parts that I haven't accounted for are going to be, now those are the hardest parts. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So far with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there will be 14 here.
14 times 2.
Exactly, but careful, then 28, 29, 30. Do you see that? The top has to be accounted for. 14 on the
Yes,
left-hand
sir.
side, 14 behind it that I'm not going to count. It has to match. 28 plus the 2, that makes it 3 is 28, 30. Now that should give us the right answer. So I'm going to say 30. That has to equal to 17 times 2 is 34 plus 40. Is the answer 74 by any chance?
Let me check real quick.
Sure.
It is 74. Yes, sir.
Okay. Unit squares.
Answer I put it was 72.
You probably just tiny bit miscounted. Every time I do it, not every time I do it, I make a mistake. It's easy to make a mistake. Just do it a couple of times. Okay. Another tip would be do it 2 different ways and see if you get the same answer.
Okay.
Okay. Another tip would be take the picture to Mathicon Polypad. This is a free software, and draw on your screen.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That's a good idea.
Take the
Yes,
picture
sir. So
from
what
the
I'm gonna say,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I'm just saying, take the picture from the screen, put it in Mathicon Polypad. As long as you have internet, you can write on it and you can keep track.
Okay. So the way that I did this was I took one side of the surface area for accounted for 1/2 of it, and I multiplied it times 2. And that's and then does that way work as well?
It will
You take
work.
the surface area of one block.
Careful, it will work. I'll show you how it will work. Okay. Let me erase everything here. Okay. It won't work all the time because some structures are funny. If you take it like a cake slice and carefully
Yes,
find
sir.
the surface area of this, not the part that's rubbing against each other. Okay. So it's going to be
Yes, sir.
17, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 17. And in the bottom, there will be 5. Okay. And here will be 3, 4,
sir.
5, 6, 7. 7 plus 7, 14 plus 1, 15. And if you add it all up, you get 20, you get 37, and 37 times 2 is 74. It will work for certain structures. If they can be sliced like a
Gotcha.
cake and it has a uniform cross section, it will work. But be careful. I would just do it the old fashioned way myself, because sometimes this thing, cutting it and slicing it, won't work for certain solids.
Okay. I'll do it both ways, the way that you just showed me
Mhm.
earlier, and then I'll do it the way that I did it before, and make
Right.
sure, like you were saying, use those 2 ways. So
Exactly. Make sure it
and
matches.
then, okay.
Mhm.
And then I want to do the yellow figure.
Okay.
With the small squares, with the medium squares, and the big,
This
and the big
one?
square.
This one, number
No,
7?
the
Which one?
going, that one right there. Yes, sir.
Okay, this one is a little tricky. Okay, I will do it, of course. So this is one of those hard problems, I would say. Okay. One
I
thing.
really did. I did it just like your example. And for some reason I got a different number. So,
Okay, no worries.
um,
Okay, the way I do it, Connor, is I will find this. I will find this and I will multiply it by 4. Okay,
okay.
right? That'll take care of everything. Now, even here, I will apply a little trick. Okay, I do acknowledge this, that this piece plus this piece plus this bit plus this bit plus this bit is gonna be, all these green bits will be one side of blue square. Do you see that? If you collapse them and drop them on the
Yes, sir.
blue square, exactly. So one side of blue square is 60, so each side will be 15. So this will be 15.
Yes, sir.
Good. And that's really one of the hardest ideas. So this is 15. The rest is very easy. I'm going to do it red. So this yellow square is the perimeter large, the perimeter weak middle, 36. So it's 9. So 9 and 9, 18. Okay, 9 for each side. 36 divided by 4 is 9. And you're talking about 2 of
Okay.
them. And the red square is 12. So each side is 3. And we are going to do blue here. Each side is 3 and 3. It's going to be 6. Now I'm going to add them all up. I'm going to get 15 times 30, 33, 39 is what I'm getting. I'm going to check it once again, okay? 15, 21, 29, 39. That's correct. Now I'm going to multiply it by 4 because I have 4 of those on all 4 sides. So I'm going to multiply that by 4. And that turns out to be 160, 156, if I'm not mistaken. And that's it. It's not as bad as you think. But if you keep it straight, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that was a lot easier than one of the ways that you showed us in the notes. I think what you did was you broke it down bit by bit like that. But I think when you use all of the different sides together, that makes more sense.
But Connor, I did it this way in the notes. That's the easiest way to do it. I think I did it exactly this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I spoke
yes, sir.
differently and nobody was there. I was kind of, so now, I mean, I think I only know how to do it this way. You can do it the old fashioned way by counting everything. That's going to take forever.
Yes, sir. I'm saying that you did do it this way. I didn't mean to say that before. You did do it the exact same way. I didn't understand it when you grouped all the numbers together.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Got it.
Yes, sir. All right. So number 5. Number 5. That one. And then number 1, 7. Let's see here. And then the dodecagon one.
This one, number 6 in my thing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's do this. Okay, so dodecagon is a 12-sided polygon. You can count it. It'll turn out to be 12. No big deal there. The 4 rectangles, blah blah blah. Okay. The perimeter of each rectangle is 18. That means this and this has to be 9. Are you with
9.
me? Good. And we're going to use
Yes,
different
sir.
colors, and so is this. And so is this. And let's just stick to green. I'll save the colors. Okay. Now, the perimeter of the whole thing is 44. Call these guys little x's. You don't know what they are. Okay? X is simply the difference between the length and the width, and there are 4 of them. And all you have to do is set up an equation like so. You can say 4 times 9 plus 4 times x is equal to, that accounts for the entire perimeter of the dodecagon, which happens to be 44 according to the question. Now 4 times 9 is 36. 4x is equal to 44. Subtract 36 from both sides. And I think you're going to get 8. And 4x is 8. So x is 8 over 4 is 2. Now, what do they want? Find the area of the dodecagon. So if this is 2, okay, let's pause here a little bit. Do you see how we calculated x?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, I need to find the area of each rectangle. I'm going to draw a separate picture. Let me see. Suppose this is my pink rectangle. It's not going to be perfect. Okay. This plus this is 9, according to the question, right? If this little difference is 2, you can set up another equation, call this W, call this L. And remember, the difference between L and W is 2. So let me see if I can move this way. Actually, I'm going to bring this back. So I'm going to draw my pink rectangle as follows. I'm going to call this side L. I'm going to call this side W. Instead of L, I can actually write W plus 2. Why? For this. If this X is 2, if the X is 2, this is big L minus W has to be 2. So W plus X, which is 2, is L. Do you see that at all, Connor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a little bit of I wouldn't say tricky or anything, but it's certainly a little extra thing going on. Okay, now, so but I do know W plus L. Instead of L, I'm going to write W plus 2 is 9. 2W plus 2 is 9. So 2W is equal to 9 minus 2. So W is equal to 7 over 2 is 3.5. Once you know your W, and that helps a lot. Once you know your W, you can find L and everything. Unfortunately, I did the pink work with a different kind of a system, not that you care, it's correct. So if you know W is 3.5, L plus W is 9, you can do it here. You can say L plus W is 9 and L is W plus 2. So you can say L has to be 5 plus 2. No, sorry, 5 point, and W, sorry. Okay, L plus W is 9, and you also know L is equal to, yeah, actually, this is good enough. You don't even need this one. W plus 2, W is 3.5, that's 5.5. Now, you know your rectangle. This rectangle is 5.5 by W is 3.5, 3.5. If you know your rectangle, your final answer will be this. There are 4 of them multiplied by 4, and you're going to get 5.5. Each rectangle is length times width. And your calculator will tell you 11 times 7. I think it'll be 77 if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to check my work again. 7 times 11. I think that's 77. Take a look at
It
the
is
answer.
77.
Okay, good. So it's a little extra work. So you have to find the difference. That's the hardest part. Then once you know the difference, L and W is 5.5. And there's
Okay,
another, go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I was just saying, is there another way? And
Yes,
then could you
yes,
explain how
yes.
to do the
I was
W?
about to ask you, I have another way you might like that. Let me go back and let me get rid of this, okay? It's being recorded, but let's get rid of this.
Okay.
Let's do it a completely different way.
Okay.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
once I find X, that's the easy part, and then the W, and, keeping up with that
Mhm,
seems the
mhm.
hard part. So
I understand. So let's try it this way. This is each rectangle, I'm gonna call it L and W, okay? So this is L.
Okay.
This is L. This is L. No question there, right?
yes, sir.
Now, now this one is a little tricky. I'm going to add this to this. It's also going to be L. Do you see that?
Gotcha.
Okay,
sir.
then do another one. This guy and this guy will be another L. This guy and this guy will be another L. And this guy and this guy will be another L. So perimeter of this shape is 4 green L's and 4 pink or red L's. So that's going to be 8 L's, and that better be equal to 44. So L is equal to 44 over 8. Just going to use my calculator. I'm getting 5.5. So as expected. So this is 5.5. And now, if the perimeter of the whole thing, if the perimeter of the whole thing is 18, we know. And if this rectangle, each pink rectangle is L by W, we know L plus W is 9. So W is 9 minus 5.5, which is 3.5. Same thing. It's actually probably a little easier, isn't it? So L is 5.5.
Yeah, a lot easier.
W, exactly. If you like it, sure, go for it. And then you just multiply the two to find the area of each pink rectangle. And like before, multiply the answer by 4, you'll get your same answer.
Gotcha. And you said the 9 was the hat, the
Correct.
semi-perimeter.
Correct. Exactly. Semi-perimeter. Correct.
Gotcha. W 9 minus 5.5. Let me write this down.
So your final answer, I'm gonna write it here.
Actually, I'll copy it later. I'm just gonna, I know it's recorded, but I'm just gonna get a picture of it and then write it down.
Sure, sure. If it kicks me
All right,
out, I'll always come back.
Okay. And then, so that's all that I have from the test, and I
Okay.
really do appreciate that. I do have some questions from the homework, from the notes that we've been taking,
Sure,
from volume and surface area 1.
okay. Let me see if I can pull those. Well, Connor, that's fine. Let's jump out of this session and come back again, okay? This will kick me out in the middle,
Okay.
okay? So I'm gonna
Alright.
jump out and same unit class link. See you soon.